What is going on, guys? Finally back in the shop, starting to feel better. I am pretty much back to normal. The only issue is that I am just I feel weak still. That's the only issue, is that I feel like I can't physically carry as much weight, and I'm a little tired, but that's also because I haven't been able to leave my house to get energy drinks, and I have no taste and smell, so coffee actually tastes terrible to me. Like black coffee, any coffee I've drank that I can make at home has tasted horrible. Like, it's not even that I just can't taste it, it's that I don't enjoy the taste. So, struggling a little bit on the energy side of things, so. But I am on the upswing. I am about like 12 days into this, 10 days into this, something around there. So definitely on the upswing, I'd like to think. But I am feeling better. So I'm gonna start trying to get some stuff done. There's not like a huge amount of things I want to try to accomplish right now. I want to slowly get back into it. But one of the things I definitely want to accomplish is cleaning up the shop. Because as you can see, there's basically not a single square inch of table space anywhere. Floor space, no table space whatsoever. Garbage is piling up, just mess everywhere. There's a different part of this project in every corner of this shop, and I am freaking irritated by that. Nothing bugs me more than when the shop is a mess. And this is not the biggest shop ever, so you know, you have to kind of work a little bit efficiently, and this is not that. So I'm gonna start doing that, trying to just accomplish some easy stuff real quick before I get into anything too grueling, and hopefully before long we can be back to your normally scheduled program and I can actually work on this car efficiently. That's the plan. So, time to get after it on the simple stuff. What's going on, guys? Today's video is sponsored by Omaze. Omaze is giving away a brand new Tesla Model S Plaid. Yeah, Plaid, the fast one. So, 1,000 horsepower, 400-mile range, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, the fastest four-door production car ever. Not to mention, these cars come jam-packed with so much technology. With every giveaway, they pick a charity that goes with it. On this Tesla giveaway, they are partnered with Reverb. Reverb partners with musicians, festivals, and venues to green their concerts while engaging fans face-to-face at shows to take environmental and social action. Their work makes a real positive impact on the environment, including the elimination of 3 million plus single-use plastic water bottles at concerts, and eliminating over 180,000 tons of CO2 through their Music Climate Revolution campaign. Enter for your chance to win in the link in the description. Huge thank you to Omaze for sponsoring this video. This is a really cool cause. Let's get to the video. Well, guys, I have actually accomplished things, but I haven't picked up the camera, so my bad on that. I've just been working. Haven't really been eager to talk too much. Yeah, that's why. Haven't really been too talkative today, which is very rare for me. I usually could talk for a good bit, but haven't really been picking up the camera much, but I'll show you guys what I got done here. So both front shocks are on, mounted up. I did end up putting some anti-seize on there. Some people were worried. Look at how good all this stuff looks. Basically all UPR stuff. Like 90% of this front end came from UPR. Everything's mocked up. Nothing is tight yet. I don't want to go back and tighten everything. I want to go back and tighten everything for the last time at the end before I kind of just do it as I go. I like to leave things a little loose just for, you know, mock-up purposes, and things can move around a little bit better. So both of them are done. They look good. And we are in business on that end. Next, I jumped into the interior. and I put the shifter in. I don't have a seat, so bear with me, but this is the shifter for the Power Glide. So we got our pedals down there that you'll use. You'll pull up, you'll hold your foot on the brake, kind of get your foot on the gas, and then accelerate when the light goes green. And then, you know, once you make it to about 10,000 RPM, you click into second gear, and then you just kind of sit there until your, you know, 960 passes over. That's basically the it's basically how this will work. But looks good. It fits really nice right here, and I think it's like the perfect height. It's not like, you know, up on a plate and just like ridiculously in the way like a lot of people do shifters. A lot of people do them really tall. I don't see a need for that. They're super easy to just do that. That's all you, it's literally all you do in this car is just click into the next gear. So do your burnout, second gear burnout most likely, and then you pull back up, put it back in first gear, and that's pretty much it. I even got the like shroud deal covered around it so it looks a lot better, and then I can put the sticker on here that says you know, what the pattern is, so anybody driving this can kind of know where park, neutral, reverse, first, second is, all that kind of good stuff. But I need a seat. I got my got the open toe shoes on today in the shop. It's a little rainy out, so it's nice to not get my actual shoes covered in water. No Crocs today. Unfortunately, my main pair of Crocs are pretty much ruined. I haven't bought a new pair yet, but the OG pair that I've had for a while now are ruined because there's a situation that if your Crocs get wet and then sit out in the sun, they will shrink. I don't know if this is just a Florida thing because it's so dang hot and humid, but it's happened to many people I know. You know, you leave your Crocs out in the sun, especially a black pair, and then boom, you come back, they don't fit anymore. So that's what I'm dealing with my Crocs, unfortunately. I have a red pair, but I keep those at the dog door where I take the dogs out, so those never end up making it to the shop. But just figured I'd vent a little bit about my ruined Crocs. It's a sad, sad tale, and they're just sitting there like a memory of what once was a great pair of Crocs. Had a lot of miles on those things, and then boom, shrunk them. So Croc, if you're watching this, you know, I'd love an email, at least acknowledge my struggles. But yeah, that's about it. But super happy with this shifter. It's as sturdy as a shifter mount will be. I used 3 nut certs and then some Allen headed hardware to make it nice there. But other than that, we are moving along. This guy goes here, and then figure out what I'm gonna do there. I don't know yet. Definitely need a plate. The car already has 2 cup holders. Well, it has that 1 cup holder, which is kind of nice, honestly. Whoever bought and just self-tabbered this thing on there, it's actually pretty decent, I'll be fully honest. That'll come in good handy. Maybe I'll put a second one somewhere over here. Got like a second one right there. Or I could just put one here, but I was kind of thinking about putting a screen here and then put my normal switch panel up on the cage, which kind of sucks because I need the cage in to mount the switch panel and then run the wires up the cage like I did in the 240 and what's done in the Camaro. But this thing ain't going to get a cage until it's running and driving. That's usually how I do things, but it's not the best way to do them, because if it had the cage in it right now, we'd be in a better situation. But it'll probably go get the cage and the seat mounts all at the same time. I'll just have a fab shop do that, because I generally don't like to do my own safety. I don't like, yes and no. Maybe we'll do a fire suppression system in this car too. I'll definitely mount fire extinguishers, like 1 or 2 in here, but the fire suppression system is nice to have. So maybe I'll end up doing that as well, but if not, it'll just get a couple of, it'll just get like a good fire extinguisher setup in here, because them fire extinguisher kits are expensive. Those things are like 1,500 bucks installed, 1,000 bucks installed. And I know it kind of sucks to say that kind of thing, but it is about safety, but it's expensive, be fully honest. So another cool thing that I got for old Chip over here is this guy. So I've never done one of these before, but people have been doing them for a long time on a lot of different cars, and figure we give it a try. So it's a 2-8 AN bungs on the back, and then we could just put it to a stock fuel tank and kind of mount it under the car like this in the rear, so that it's like a sump style tank at that point, and then we won't be starving for fuel when we launch, and the pump won't have to worry about fighting for pickup or anything. And this just makes it nice and simple. Very cool deal. So excited to get that on, and then we can put the tank back in, start doing that kind of stuff. I don't know what I'm doing for feed and return yet. I know one of them is going to be the feed, but I've always kind of been a little weary about returning like this, just right next to the feed, because it kind of aerates the fuel. I don't know. I may try to return it into a different spot or on the top or something. I don't know yet. I would prefer if it had like some kind of tube, so that I didn't have to just, you know, return the fuel right back into where it's picking up, to give it a little time to cool and whatnot. But I don't know, we'll see. Figure that out, do some research, talk to some people, see what my best route is here. But that's a cool piece. Add that to the shelf, and that'll be going on pretty soon here. And then I got this from Holly. So this guy right here, ooh, wait till you guys see it. Ooh, this is like their 6.85 inch, yeah, 6.86 Pro Dash. Really nice setup, super clean touchscreen, not too massive. So this thing has a lot of options to where we could put it. I don't know exactly where we'll put it yet, but like, even something like that would be pretty cool. Mount it like there. Or like I was saying originally, I could notch that out and make it to where the passenger can kind of monitor the car. I'm not going to have the airbags in there anymore. I'm going to gut those at some point. Same with the steering wheel one. I mean, it doesn't really need to be gutted, but I don't know what I'm doing about the steering wheel one yet, but maybe I'll just cut it. Obviously, this would be the standard way to do it, but you guys know I'm trying to reuse stock screen and stuff. But now seeing, I've been on the boat of I'm gonna reuse the stock gauges and everything, but the longer I, you know, think about it and plan on that, the more I think about how cool this will look if I just did that. Look at how nice that is. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I get a filler panel, take out that OEM one and put this in? The only thing really that I'll be, you know, the only thing that would really be more difficult to get to work would be the gas gauge. They're always a little finicky to get to work, but it could probably be done. Honestly, maybe I could just leave it like this and like pull this out, like maybe pull this out, paint it to just where the gas gauge is working, and only use that. I don't know. Part of me wants to just put this screen in now, even though I originally set out to not do that. I don't know, guys, you tell me. Should I stick with the original plan, or should I stray a little bit? I I could just pull that out, like I said, tape off just the fuel gauge, paint it, make it look like it's, you know, just the fuel gauge, and then put this guy into its place. Could be kind of cool. It looks good right there, fits perfectly, but I don't know. You guys tell me. On the fence. It would be a lot better. It definitely would be. It would be a lot smarter, a lot easier, a lot more customization. Shift light and everything. How do I lower this thing? Yeah, well, something like that. But I don't know. You guys tell me. I do love having touchscreen dashes, and it definitely makes it a better car all around. So hard to say. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'm curious. What do you guys think? This gear, really difficult to get off. It's got a little pry spot for it, but definitely doesn't want to come off. The press already came in handy again on the rear end, and it's gonna have to come in handy more on the rear end because we're probably gonna have to press this gear back on, and I definitely will have to press the bearings onto the other center section. So this press is basically 100% needed. So I just cut and bent and cleaned up this piece of steel right here. This piece of steel is gonna go right here. Let's see, kind of something like that. It's kind of bent around the tunnel a little bit. I hammered it. I just, you know, put a piece of steel there, measured it, cut it to size, and then hammered around the sides until it's kind of form fit a little bit. And there's already, you know, 4 of these, whatever these are. These are like the OEM style double-sided like nut that kind of clips on. I don't know what you call those, but OEM really likes them. They use them quite frequently. So got the hardware for it, and now I just need to drill the 4 holes in this thing, paint it, and I can put it into that spot. I may use some kind of sealant on here, and then probably put something over it to keep heat, because this little thin piece of steel is not going to do anything for keeping heat in the tunnel, because we don't want it just radiating into the cab. That wouldn't be ideal, and that's exactly why I haven't pulled out this carpet, and I don't want to take the heat shielding, all this sound deadening, heat deadening stuff out. I want to leave all that. So I'm gonna find some kind of piece of this and put it over there after I bolt this in. So I'm gonna measure those 4 bolt holes and then start drilling some holes. Okay, block off panel is in. I just gotta pull it out, paint it, and then put some heat shielding over it. But we still got some time, because this center console won't finally be in its final place for a good bit, because once the trans is in, I have to run the cable, and the cable has to go like out here, circle down, and then make another S. So definitely will still be a little ways before that's all done, but things are getting done little by little. Unfortunately, with the massive supply chain issues, Texas Speed is still waiting on a couple things to get my cylinder heads done and sent back, but hopefully the parts they're waiting for will be here in the next couple weeks. Then we can put the motor in, and once the motor is in, the engine, the motor, whatever you want to call it, once this thing is in, we will really start to be pushing along. Like, I could start wiring it for the ECU. I can start doing all the cooling system, start putting the blower on. There's so much that is waiting on putting this in. I already have headers. Oh, there's so much waiting on this one major component. It's the domino effect of building a car. You have to wait for this to be finished before you can do that, and that, and that, and that. But Texas Speed is hard at work on my parts, and they should hopefully have them out to me pretty soon. But that'll do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We got a good amount accomplished today, really pushing through, and hopefully we will be getting this thing, you know, first startup eventually. It feels like we're so far away, but I know it's just a keep steadily pushing forward, keep doing thing after thing, and suddenly we will be there. There's obviously a lot of things I still need to order. Believe me, I am spending tremendous amounts of money to make it happen because I want this thing to be right, and I don't want to have to go back and redo a whole lot of things. I know I'll have to redo a few things, but not trying to redo a lot of things is kind of how it goes. But that's part of it, so that'll do it though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time.